शलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्रीराधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायिने कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामिने गौरत्विषे नमः। पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जन्माद्यस्य तन्मयादितरतः चार्थे सुभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्म हृदयादिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः। तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, chapter number 8, verse 43. This is description of Dhruva Maharaj when he left his home because he was insulted by his stepmother. And he was instructed by his mother that only Lord Krishna can help. So he left home, and on the way he met Narada. And first Narada tried to dissuade him not to go to the forest because this is not an easy job. But Dhruva was very staunch in his resolve. He did not move. So then Sri Narada started instructing him what he should do. Because everything has two ways of doing. You can do things properly and you can do things improperly. And proper actions give proper results. Improper actions give improper results. So it is very important to know things properly. And it is very much true in spiritual life. Usually in material life we learn things from others. We take help, consultancy. In spiritual life we just hear from here and there, read something and then we can follow. But actually spiritual life is a very serious affair. And it is a very well ordained process. Has to be followed meticulously, then you can get the result. Although there are different kinds of people who preach differently, you have to notch your own path. Everybody is different. Not two people are saying you are your own guru. You don't need any guidance. But then these are the same people who give guidance. I'm saying. Although they deny, they say don't follow me. But then why even talk about it? everybody is their own guru and you don't need to follow anybody, then there is no need to tell anything to anyone. So this is the path of Shastra. So there are two ways to do things, as I said, proper and improper. Proper means following the Shastra. Because only God knows who He is and only He knows how we can attain Him. No human being can manufacture anything spiritual. It's impossible. No human being can know anything spiritual by one's own endeavor. It's not possible because our senses are not designed for that. Paranchi khane yatranat swayam paran pashyati nantaratma. In Upanishad it is said that the senses, they are only designed to deal with the matter. So they cannot know anything about spirit. It's beyond their range of jurisdiction. So if you want to know anything about spirit, about God, about spirituality, transcendence, then the only means is Shastra. Because Shastra is given by God Himself, His Word of God. So He tells the process. So Narada, who is a realized person, who is also an avatar, so he is explaining this to Dhruva. And he said that you go to Madhuban, which is this area, this Vrindavan area. Mathura is actually called Madhupuri. And you live there on the bank of Yamuna and worship Lord Krishna with one pointed attention. And then he is going to give a process. So this meditation is not that you can meditate on anything and attain the same result. It's a specific process, it's a proper process which has to be followed. So he says, Snatva anusavanam tasmin kalindaha salile shive kritvochitani nivishan atmane kalpitasanaha pranayamena trivrita pranendriya manomalam sanirvidushya vidhyayen mansa guruna gurum. So he is giving a process which is more like based on the yogic process, meditation. It says that you should take bath every day in the Yamuna river, which has the pure water, because Yamuna is related with Krishna and its water of course now is polluted. Now we don't advise that to take bath in it. But at that time it was pure water. And it has the power, spiritual power in it. So it says, Kritva uchitani nivushan atmana kalpitasana. And you, after doing this, and while living there, then you sit on a seat. And pranayamena trivrita pranayendriya manomalam. Then you perform pranayam, 3 types of pranayam, trivrita. And this will purify prana, indriya, manomalam, the impurities of the life here, the senses and the mind. And sanair vidusya, of these impurities have been removed. And he says that slowly dhyayen mansa guruna guru. Then you meditate on the Supreme Lord by your fixed mind. So this is what is the prescription given by the Lord, by Sri Narada. So here the mind is called Guru. Because mind, we follow the mind, right? So he says that now you fix this mind on the real Guru. Guru na Guru. अध्ययनादि अभावे आत्मन उचितम योग्यानि देवता नमस्कारादि. So because Dhruva, he was not educated, he was just a young boy. He had no knowledge of Sanskrit or anything like this. So he said that doing the proper obeisances, etc., because he does not know any mantra, then you sit on a seat and then perform this asana, this pranayam. Rechak pura kumbhakapkena guruna vishuddhatvat shreshthena. So Guru is translating here as purified mind. When your mind has become pure, then you meditate on the Lord. So purification of the mind means that it is free from desires of anything else. So usually our mind is always making some plan to get some material happiness. So that kind of mind cannot be utilized for meditation. So he says that this you purify by pranayam. Pranayam purifies the mind, means it fixes the mind. Because mind is related with the prana energy. There are 5 types of airs in the body. And Ayurveda says that if your vata is disturbed, then your mind becomes very flickering. And you cannot also be stable in one place. So you have to balance your airs. When the airs in the body are imbalanced, then it is very difficult to follow spiritual life. So therefore Ayurveda has an important role to play in spiritual life. Because good mind, stable mind is necessary for spiritual life. So that for that reason pranayam is same. And it will take some time, therefore it says sanai, slowly. Then prasadamimukham shashvat prasannavadane kshanam sunasam subhravam charu kapolam susundaram. So now he is explaining how he has to meditate. So this form of the Lord which we worship, it is not somebody's imagination, this is revealed in the scriptures. People who have seen God, like Narada, they are the ones who speak about it. So he said that you meditate on the Lord who is prasada abhimukham, who is very happy, who is very pleasing to look at. And Sasvat Prasanna Vadane Ikshanam, he is ever smiling and looking with happiness. He has beautiful nose, beautiful eyebrows and nice cheeks, and he is the best, most beautiful among the devas or gods. Tarunam Ramaniyangam Arunostekshan Ikshadharanam Pranat Ashranam Nirmanam Saranyam Karunarnam. He is young and he has very beautiful limbs in his body. And Arunostha Ikshana Adharam. So he has red lips and also the eyes are reddish in color. And Pranata Ashrayanam, he is the shelter of those who surrender to him. And Nirmalam Saranyam Karunam, he is the giver of happiness and he is the ocean of mercy, Karunam. So So these are his qualities. So his bodily appearance and also his character is being described in these verses, so that one can meditate on this. Oshtamupuri adharastu adhastat nirnamiti chandasam. So in Sanskrit there are separate words for the upper lip and the lower lip. Upper lip is called Oshtha and the lower is called Adhara. So both are mentioned here that they are reddish in color. Srivatsankam ghanashyamam purusham vanamalinam shankha chakra gada padmayirabhivyaktas chaturvadam. Then he has the mark of Srivatsa on his chest, his golden streak of hair on the left side of his chest. And he is blackish like the cloud. He is male and is wearing a nice garland made from flowers from the forest. And he has 4 hands, and in the 4 hands he has a conch, a disc, a plug, and a lotus flower. Kiritinam kundalinam keyurvalyanvitam kostubhabharana grivam pitakosheya vasasam. And he has a very nice diadem on his head and earrings in his ears. And then he has bracelets, armlets, and he has this gem called Kaustubha on his chest. So he has a nice necklace hanging from his neck, and he is wearing yellow silk dress. Kachi kalap paryastam lasat kanchana nupuram darshaniyatam shantam manonayana vardhanam. He has a nice golden belt around his hips, and he has very shiny nupur made from gold. Nupur is what you put on your ankle belts. And he is very beautiful to look at, peaceful, and manonayana vardhanam. He increases the happiness of mind and the eyes. Padbhyam nakmani shrenya vilasadbhyam samarchatam padma karnikad shanyam akramyatmanyavastitam. And he has got very nice nails on his toes of the foot. They are reddish in color. So he says that you worship him, imagining this form on the lotus of your heart. That you have a heart like a lotus flower, and inside in the karnika, in the bowl, the Lord is situated. Akramya atmani avastita. So he is situated inside him. Meditate like that. So there is not much commentary on this. Smamanav vidhyayat sanuragavalokanam niyatena ekabhutena manasavara darshanam. And one should meditate on this form of the Lord, thinking that he is smiling and he is looking with great affection to his devotee. So like that one should meditate. Niyatena asaktena ekabhutena, with intense mind fixed on him, and meditates on him. And he is Vardarshava, he is the best of giver of boons, can fulfill any desire. Evam bhagavato rupam subhadram dhyayato manaha nirvritya paraya turnam sampannam nivartate. Says that when one meditates on this auspicious form of the Lord, then very quickly one's mind becomes full of bliss, transcendental bliss, and then it never moves away from there. Japyascha paramo guhyam sruyetam me nirpatmaja yam saptaratram prapathan puman pashyati khecharam. And along with this, you should chant the mantra which I am going to give you, he said, and you hear this carefully. If one chants this mantra for 7 nights, then one will see the alien beings. These days people are saying aliens love chanting mantra. Now they become easily available. Previously, to see aliens, you have to chant mantra. Just for 7 days. So, nanivartate yogino manaiva dhyayam netyati. So, mind becomes very fixed and then it does not move from there. Japya mantra suyata. So, he says that you hear the mantra I am giving you. And dakshinaha karna adhiyatam. Meaning he says that you bring your right ear to me and I will give you the mantra, because Guru gives the mantra in the right ear. Prapatan vachikam api japan kimata upanshu manasamba. So the word used here is prapatan, which means there are 3 ways to chant the mantra. One is you use your tongue loudly, other is just when your lips move but no one can hear, and third is in the mind. Mansik, Upanshu and Vachik. So the word here used is prapatan, means you can chant it loudly or audible. And then it says, what if you do it Upanshu and Mansik, because chanting in the mind is most powerful. And next is Upanshu and the lowest is audible. So therefore it says Kimut Mansa. Kecharan Parshadam. And this aliens here means the associates of the Lord. That you will see them. And then he gives the mantra Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. This means that I pay my obeisances to the Supreme Bhagavan Sri Krishna. So Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya is the mantra which was given to Dhruv Maharaj by Narada. Now he comments on this. Anena anupnitaya sapranava mahamantra upadeshena vaishnava mantranam dvijatpadi avastha apeksha apurita. So usually this mantra which have Om in it, they are to be given only to people who have undergone the sacred thread ceremony. And those who have not undergone this ceremony, they should not be given mantra with Om. So why he gave this to Dhruva? Because Dhruva was 5-year-old, which means he has not undergone this ceremony. This happens for Kshatriya at 80 years of age. And he was only 5, so that means he did not have the sacred thread. So how is that Narada gave him this mantra, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya? So Sri Vishnu Chakravarti says from this it should be understood that the Vaishnava mantra, mantras of devotion to Vishnu, they do not have this requirement. Means mantras are of 2 types. There are mantras which are part of Karma Kanda. So in Karma Kanda, this Upanayan Samskar is compulsory. If you want to study Vedas from Karma Kanda point of view, from the point of view of performing rituals, then one has to follow that process. Otherwise one is not qualified to participate in it. But if one's interest is only bhakti, devotion, then devotion is available to everyone. Whether one is Upnit or Anupnit, one has gone through the sacred ceremony or thread ceremony or not. So therefore it says Vaishnava mantra no Dvijatva adi avastha apeksha apahita. Not. This is not needed. So although this mantra has pranav, Om in it, this mantra is not for karma kanda. So as Krishna said, Omati Ekakshramadaha, chanting this word Om. So he is saying it for everybody. So if it is performed as an act of devotion, then that requirement is not needed, that qualification is not needed. But if it is part of the karma kanda, that one has to do sacrifice, such ceremonies, then one must be duly initiated in Gayatri mantra at proper age, and then only one can take this mantra. Mantraenanena devasya kuryad dravyamayi buddha saparyam vividhi dravye deshakala vibhavavit. So he said that with this mantra you should perform the seva of the Lord with various articles according to the time and place. One who knows the distinction of time and place, then one should perform worship of the Lord by using various articles. Salilai suchi bhirmalin vannir mula kaladibhi shastankuran sukais charchet tulasya priyaya prabhu. One should worship the Lord by his dear tulasi in the water and garland, forest roots and fruits, and ankur, all those crops in the season, sprouts and cloth and tulasi. So this worship should be done. Dravyamayi shaladi nirvitam archam pratimam prapti. So one can make murti of the Lord from stone, salami, tam archet, and then worship. Puna chityam vadi as well. And if that is not possible, then one can also worship in the water, in the sun, in the sky. So all this worship has to be performed by this mantra. So when we worship the Lord, then we worship with the mantra which is given by the Guru. So that is the mantra you chant when you offer some article. So after offering, then you chant the mantra. So this is an instruction he is giving in general, not only to Dhruva, because he says Mantraenanena devasya kuryat dravyamayi buddha. Buddha means a wise person should perform the worship. So saparya, there is worship and there is service. These are two separate words. Although they look same, but the word here used is saparya, means you do seva, service, not puja. Puja means that you just follow the routine, that you have to offer this many times this articles and this mantra. And seva, service, you do with devotion. Treat him as a person, and then with loving heart you do service, make an offering to him. That is saparya. Labdhva dravyamayi marcham chityam vadisho archayet Abhritatma muni shanto yadvangmita vanyabhuk. So with a controlled mind, a peaceful person should worship the Lord either in form made of solid articles like dhatu, gold, silver, gems, stone, mud, or one should worship in the sky or the earth or water, while controlling one's speech and eating forest foods because he was living in the forest. Abhritatma samyak dhrita chitta. So this is the most important thing, is that this worship has to be performed with controlled mind. Not that mind is running in all 10 directions. So that is not service. So this is most important. And that's why he advised that you perform this pranayama, meditation, so that mind becomes fixed and peaceful. And then with that fixed mind, you do the service to the Lord. And control of speech especially is very important, because we talk also unnecessarily. Yat karishyati iti tadanim avatar prachurya bhavat. Next sloka. Swechhavatar charitair achintya nija maya karishyati uttam slokastadhyayed hridayangamam. And then one should meditate on the activities of the Lord. So there are two types of meditation. One is meditation on the form of the Lord, that he is situated in one particular place. It is called Yoga Pita. So you meditate on the Yoga Pita. That Lord is there, he is Krishna and he is with gopis and associates. So this is one meditation. And this is called Mantramaya Upasana. And then there is other meditation where he is not fixed in one place, he is moving. So he is performing various activities. He went to the forest handling cows, playing with the cow and boys. So he says, Dhyayet hridayangam parishyati uttam sloka. The activities which he is going to perform in future, because when Dhruva was there, Lord, there is no parent. So that means he would have informed him the activities, future activities of the Lord. He says, Yat karishyati tadanim avatar prachurya bhavat. So of course, all these avatars, they have also happened in the past. Seeing the time frame as it began, this particular creation, he is speaking Lord who will come in future. Paricharya bhagavato yavatya purva sevita ta mantra hridyanaiva prayunjan mantra murtaye. So he said that the services which have been done in the past by the devotees, because there have been devotees who have appeared in the past, so you perform those services, Paricharya Bhagavato Yavata, and do them with the proper mantra. Mantra Hridayanaye Priyunjan Mantra Murtaye. So this mantra is the form of the Lord. Mantra and the Lord are non-different. Mantra is the sound manifestation of the Lord's form. And if one chants the mantra properly, then one can realize that form. Purva Sevitaha Purva Bhaktair Anushthitasta Parichaya. So the services which have been done by the previous devotees. Gandha Chandana Tambula Chhatra Chamaradi Vivid Dravya Vatir means offering fragrant objects, sandalwood, tambul, betel, and chamara. So this Shodasopchara, 16 articles which are offered to the Lord. So you do all this with various articles. Mantra Hridaya Naiva, Mula Mantra Ucharane Naiva. So and everything you offer by chanting of the Mula Mantra which is given. Mansa Prakalpya Anitairaiva Ucharalitya. And if the articles are not there, then just imagine them in your mind. Offer them in the mind. Evam kayena manasa vatsa cha manogatam paricharyamano bhagavan bhakti mat paricharyaya punsavamayinam samyak bhajtam bhavavardhana shreyodistya vimatam yadharmadishu dehinam. So in this way, when Lord is worshipped by one's body, mind and speech, then Lord who is in the heart, then with this devotional service, He becomes pleased, Samyak Bhastam Bhavavardhana, and brings all auspiciousness. Abhimatam yad dharmadishu dehinam. Whatever is desirable to a person, then He gives that. Evam uttritya manogatam yatha syat tatha kayadevir bhakti matya sravan kirtanadi bhakti yuktya paricaya dharmadishu madhya adavimatam tattat deshati pidati. So in this way, whatever is one's desire, when one performs service by hearing about the Lord, chanting, meditating, etc., then He gives whatever one intends or desires. So in bhakti, everything is engaged in the service of the Lord. Body also, mind, speech. These are the three types of activities we perform in our body, in our senses and without mind. Viraktaschendra Chedindriya Ratau Bhakti Yogena Bhusa Tam Nirantar Bhavena Bhaje Tadhavi Muktaye. If one is not interested in anything material, because Lord can be worshipped for material gain or for spiritual gain. So if one is not interested in anything material, he is virakta, he is renounced, then Indriya Ratau Bhakti Yogena Bhuyasa, then perform devotion, and Tam Nirantar Bhavena Bhaje Tattva Mukti, then one should worship Him continuously for liberation. Yastu Indriya Ramane Trivarge Virakta Sakarat Mokshapi. And a person who is completely renounced, has no interest in anything material, and also he is not interested in attaining liberation, then he should worship Him only for vimukti, and he translates this vimukti as attaining prema. So nirantaro gyan karmadi vyavadhana sunyo bhavo dasyami. So there should be no obstruction of gyan or karma. That means gyan means you desire mukti and karma means you desire some material pleasure. So anyabhilashita sunyam gyan karmadi anavritam. Not having any intention for any of these things, then one should worship only to become an associate of the Lord, attaining love for God. So praying with Parshad Prapti and have a specific bhava that I am servant of the Lord, friend of the Lord. So therefore he says Nirantar Bhavena, when you worship Him with a specific relation. Lord can be worshipped in general without any specific relation, or He can be worshipped with a specific relationship. So He says that you worship Him with a particular relationship. And when you worship like that and have no other desire, then you become an associate of the Lord in that relationship and you live with Him eternally. So that's what He is recommending. So whichever He wants, whether He has any material desire, dharma, artha, kama, moksha, etc., dharma, vishnu, or one is virakta. इति उक्तस्तं परिक्रम्य प्रणम्य च निर्पार्भकः ययौ मधुवनं पुण्यं हरेश्चरणचर्चितम्. So when Narada had instructed Dhruva Maharaj like this, then Dhruva, he paid his obeisances to him and he circumambulated Narada in the parikrama. So this doing parikrama is also a way of paying respect. So he went around him and then he fell at his feet and then he went to Madhuvan and he came to Vrindavan. So he must have been somewhere nearby. He was a small boy, he couldn't go to walk miles and get lost. So his father's kingdom must have been somewhere nearby. So this Madhuvan is called a very holy place and Hare Charana Charchitam because it is beautified by the footprints of Krishna. Krishna walks here, so it has that mark. Tapovanam gate tasmin pravishto antapuram muni arhitarana ragya sukasina vachatam. So the boy came to Tapovan, it's another name for Madhuvan because he was going to do tapasya there. And then what did Narada do? So Narada immediately from there went to see the king because he has to give him the news. He is a press reporter. He goes from one place to another place and he gave the news. So he went to the inner quarters of the king, Anita Arnako Ragya Sukhasina Vasatam. And when he went there, then the king received him very nicely and gave him nice seat to sit down and worshipped him. So when he sat down, then he spoke to him as follows. Narada Uvacha Rajan kim dhyayase dirgham mukhena parishusyata kim vana rishyate kamo dharmo varthena sanyutaha. So he already knows what has transpired, but he is talking as if he does not know anything. So he says, "O king, what is wrong with you? Your face looks very dry." Parishusyata. And why is that? You are taking deep breath. And what is bothering you? You look very contemplative. Kim dhyayase raja. So kim vana rishyate kamo dharma varthena. So is something wrong that your desires are not fulfilled or your dharma you are not able to execute, or you have lost your wealth? what is actually the problem? So this he was asking. So is something missing? Are you not able to execute your religious duties properly? Or you don't have sufficient treasury? So why are you looking so pale and disturbed in your mind? So then king he spoke. So by now of course the king had become very, morose, and he was repenting because the boy has left, and he knew that this boy was very well behaved. So he definitely had attachment to the boy, but because he feared the wife, so he could not do anything. Wife was controlling. People say that women are weak, but they are the one who control. The controlling power is in their hands. Right?
Yep.
So he was so much controlled by his wife that he did not stop the boy going to the forest. Now when he is gone, he is repenting. He says, Suto me balako brahman stranena karunatmana nirvashita panchavarsha sahamatra mahan kavi. He says that, oh great sage Narada, I have a son and he's only 5-year-old, and I have thrown him out. I have exiled him along with the mother because I am so cruel and under the control of my wife. So we had 2 wives and he was very much controlled by the other wife. So now he is feeling bad about it. That how is that I allowed this boy actually to go? And it looks like that mother has also left. Maybe she also went searching for him. Apiyanatham vane brahman masmadantyanta arbhakam vrikaha shrantam shayanam shritam parimulana mukham bhajam. He says, this boy has gone to the forest. He is without any protection. And he must be tired, sleepy, hungry, and lost all sheen from his face. And these vrikad wolves will eat him up there in his stomach. Aho me bat dauratmam srijitasya upadharaya yom kam premana rurukshantam nabhyandan amasattamaha. And just look at me, that how wicked I am, Dauratma. Just look at my wickedness, that I was so controlled by my wife that this boy, out of love and affection, he just wanted to come and sit in my lap. And I did not allow him to do that. So now what has happened to him? He is gone, and some jackals will eat him, wolves will eat him up. So this is how he is lamenting, and then Narada is going to console him. So human mind is like that when human mind is attached to something and cannot give it up, at the same time knows that it is wrong, then it laments and also engages in that particular activity. So it goes both ways. neither wants to give it up nor completely approves of it. So he did not stop Dhruva from leaving the house, nor did he allow him to sit in his lap, yet he is lamenting that why he did not do that. So he knows that what he is doing is wrong, but he does not want to give it up. So this is his weakness of heart. So when the mind is weak like that, then this is how the person behaves. So then Narada will console him that don't worry, he is safe, nothing will happen to him. So that we will read in the next class.
So you mentioned about a specific relationship with the Lord. How it develops? It comes, the Guru is giving you this knowledge, or it's you choose this, or how this goes?
It's given by the Guru.
About these pranayams that he mentioned early, does he mention specifically what they were? I heard that there was the retention of the breath, but did he say which three?
No, he just says the three types, which are this Recha, Pura, Kumbha. These are the three mentioned in Yoga Sutra also.
About worshipping the Lord without distraction and
Without
distraction and a peaceful mind, and by addressing the deity that we are worshipping, particular Lord that we are worshipping with his Mula mantra. That means that the mantra that the Guru has given, whenever we offer to the particular deity, we have to use also calling basically the name, saying whatever we want to offer, one after another.
yes.
Okay. So anytime, whether it's food or whatever item. Okay. And in the case the mind is not peaceful, better not to worship.
Don't make it peaceful.
Yeah.
Yes, if the Guru is not there anymore.
Yeah, but when you get Diksha, then you get the mantra, not.
Another question about this Om. Om is the Lord basically. Huh?
Yes.
Formless? Or not? He has everything.
It's form and formless both.
Both. So then why the person they consider Om as Brahman basically? I mean
They are attached to the formless part. Because both are there and their attachment is to the formless.
Okay. And that's why maybe there was my misunderstanding that Om doesn't have form. But actually Om is the Lord in himself also.
Om is also Krishna's name.
Krishna's name.
Look, this is a bit on forehead. Vishnu. Here, the meditation Vishnu. Значит, Loka, this is like planet Vaikuntha. It's not Krishna Loka. Srimad Radharani was to saw Vishnu. I don't even speak to you, I won't go only to Krishna. And why devotees must to study some books, whereas Lord Kesha not wish. If devotees must know and bring down, think only about Lord Krishna.
Yes.
Two hand. This 1 minute, forget 2 hand form. This is that high not have. What we must to do, not study Srimad, If we pure, no, we are not pure devotees, of course.
Vishnu is also Krishna's form.
But that Hani don't want to speak, Gopi don't want to speak with Vishnu.
Yeah.
And Vrindavan devotees study from Vishnu. Some philosophers. It's for first study of love. The second study of pure, not study of Srimad Bhagavatam. Only Krishna Lila, the 10th chapter.
The distinction between puja and seva, does puja refer to deity worship or any type of ritualistic worship?
Deity worship.
The celebration of Holi, what it means? That this is playing Holi, no, when the Radha and Gopi,
They're just playing with each other.
this is what some situation what was, maybe some history of this.
Having fun.
Huh?
Having fun.